Hi, Lord Magicus, and we're going to play Merfolk and Legacy. So, next week I'm going to be playing Team Trios at the Star City, Philadelphia, I believe. And, yeah, I am our Legacy player, so I am trying to decide what version of fishies I intend to take with me. So, we're going to do testing today, and then on Wednesday we will test out Mono Blue, and we'll see which one of them I like more. Legacy has changed a fair bit now because of the London Mulligan, and also Wrenn and 6 has been making quite the impression. I haven't got to play much of it since then, so kind of walking in a little bit blind, but we'll see how this goes. Alright, so we're going to start with the blue-green version, and this is basically going to be the same as before, but with two slots I changed. Since Title Warrior is bugged on MTGO, we are not going to be able to test that again until whenever they get around to fixing it, which who the hell knows when that's going to be. Thanks, Magic Online. So yeah, and so I cut the two Title Warriors, I brought in Echoing Truth, and I also put in one more land. Because Wrenn and 6 is a thing, I want to make sure that protected a little bit against Wasteland, so we have one extra basic land, so we're at 20, and that should help us cast our chalices and true names on time a little bit more often, hopefully. Other than that, everything else here is going to stay the same, and then in the sideboard, since I brought in the extra Echoing Truth that was over here, I added a surgical extraction, which if we're going to be playing against, it does help against decks like any of the loam decks, or like lands or 4-color loam. This will be good, but it also helps against Reanimator, which I expect we'll see a little bit of a resurgence now because London is really kind to that deck. They can mold a 4 and easily still have a turn 1 hand that gets you. So, yeah, and now we'll have, 2 cages, a surgical, and then hopefully if we get to 2 mana we can use Return to Nature as a Graveyard Hate card. I mean, this is a little bit more sketchy as Graveyard Hate, but it at least does something. So, if this turns out to not be enough, we might have to reconsider some of these slots. But I think we'll be okay, because Caracas also is kind of like Graveyard Hate. It can still bounce like Gristlebrand before they actually get to attack with it. So, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe this will be okay, maybe it won't be, but find out one way or the other. So, other than that, yeah, everything else stays the same, so let's just get right into this. So we're going to play some Legacy, Imitation Crab Meat. Alright, League, yeah, let's do this. Alright, well, yeah, you can see Bryant Cook is here with 4 trophies. He's very, very far up the list here. Epic Storm is really strong. I think he won one of the larger MTGO events not that long ago. Alright, here we go. On the play. That's excellent. This is kind of a medium hand, but I think that it's worth mulliganing at least once. We can do a little bit better than that. This is very dangerous. You know what? I'm gonna try keeping this though. I think. Probably just gonna put Echoing Truth in the bottom. Alright, I don't know. I don't want to go to 5. If we don't draw another land, though, we're in a lot of trouble. But we also might trick him into thinking we're a Delver deck. I'm going to put probably Lord of Atlantis on the bottom. Alright. We're just not going to cast Scalding Tarn until it becomes relevant. Or I'm sorry, we're not going to get the island with it until we can find our second land. This is not a terribly exciting keep. That's dangerous. Maybe we should have played Chalice and Zero. And well, we're probably not beating this anyway. We're up against Turbo Depths. I'm not going to let him see what we're doing. So that was quick. Yeah, there's no way that we're coming back from that. So, and rather than let him actually see what's going on, we already know we're up against Turbo Depth. So let's just not let him. So in this case, then we want things that interact with Merit Lodge. Let's see, Phyrexian Revoker, maybe. It's not amazing. I guess Force of Negation, probably. We do need the Echoing Truths. I guess Chalice can come out here, right? We probably do need this, actually. We want to name Vampire Hexmage with it. Yeah, and we do need like the counter spells in order to stop like crop rotation. Ugh. Actually, you know what? Caracas will be strong. Let's do that. I'm going to take out True Name Nemesis because they don't have a lot of removal that I'm super concerned about. I mean, there's an argument you could say we could take out like maybe Merfolk Mistbinder and keep True Name. It's pretty close between the two. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll do that. Because this is not a match where I think the Lords are going to matter that much. Oh, well, you know what? I don't know. This could be a Plague Engineer match, but they might also have something like Blast Zone. Oof. Yeah, you know what? This is rough. Alright, I'm going to take out True Name. I think there's a possibility they might bring in something like Plague Engineer. They could. Who knows? Alright. We can make adjustments, maybe, but I'll try it like this. Yeah, I would like to play first. They might just think we're a Delver deck. Well, we have interaction a little bit anyway, but we don't have 2 lands, so it means we may not be doing anything for a while. I'm not excited about this. I'm going to mulligan. Alright, this is definitely better. We can put a land on the bottom. I guess here we will put probably Cavern of Souls. I don't imagine they don't have like counter spells in their deck. This is not a good matchup for us at all. And if they Thoughtseize us, like, yeah, I mean, it's not great, but what else are we going to do? Forcing it is not really where we want to be. Oh, let's play a Tropical Island. Alright, let's hope that we don't get, like, destroyed by Merit Lodge right now. Our Wasteland is fine. Like, they can blow that up. It's not going to hurt us that badly. So we do have Vial still. Alright, I guess we're going to play the other Vial right now. And he knows what the last card in our hand is, so we can just F6. I'm going to play the Vial just in case something like Abrupt Decay were to blow it up. Alright, well, that's dangerous. So this one, always no, and we're going to take this up. Oh, beautiful. Attack. He's not going to block. However, we do have to do this right now, because if we don't do this now and he just plays the land, then there's no opportunity to stop. So, Vampire, Hexmage. Now if he plays like Dark Depths, now he just can't combo. Okay, and we're attacking for 8, yeah, so like, alright, cool. Well, that turned out to be just enough to stop him. That worked out okay. We didn't really see their plan, but I think this is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna say let's keep it like this. We might have got lucky in the sideboarding. They might have assumed that we were like a Delver deck or something. This hand is not the worst. Like, I'm gonna keep it. Like, we have Karakas and Force, and I'm fine with forcing Thoughtseize here. If they put a Merit Lodge in play, we can Trickster it down. Okay, well, we have to counter this, because that's going to turn off our interaction for Merit Lodge. And they can't Thoughtseize the Karakas away. Yep. So we can Scry get his Dark Depths. But also now we have some good interaction for his deck now. I guess here play Waterlogged Grove. Just because it's less likely that yeah, okay, so they just play Hexmage now, that's fine. Yep. Perfect. Play Kumena Speaker, then they can make, if they make Merit Lodge, we will Trickster and tap it down. And then we can play Karakas and bounce it. And we'll have the 6 synergy where we can actually use Venser to bounce it as well. Sure. Alright. There's not much we could do about this part, though. Yeah, so we're gonna lose now. Alright. We could have played the Karakas, I guess, that turn, but I was also kind of concerned. If they have Wasteland in their hand, then the Karakas doesn't do anything. And I didn't want to tip them off that we had the Wasteland or the Karakas. I guess it could have been safer, though, because we could have played around 2 things instead of 1, so maybe that's my mistake. Alright, I guess I got a little greedy in the 3rd game. But I think that the plan overall was working. Like, we definitely could have gotten there if we had bothered to play around that, because they could not have... They would have needed, like, crop rotation and a wasteland in order to go off there, and we forced them to only have one of those things instead of both of them. So, that's my fault. I didn't even think about that. I forgot that that card was in their deck, and we paid for it. And as soon as I saw crop rotation, I knew exactly what it did wrong. So it was definitely a mistake on my part. So yeah, and well, the other problem though is if we play the Karakas, then they may not make the Merit Lodge right away. But I guess we should have just done it anyway. I guess don't get greedy with this nonsense. Yeah, I want to go first. This hand is great. We're going to keep. We can go Island, turn 2 Chalice. Turbo Depths is hard, but it's also a lot harder when you just throw games away like that. Interesting. So we're up against an island deck, so this means this Chalice should be really good. Alright. We have Force. If it's a show and tell deck, we do have at least a counterspell that can help. They don't have Brainstorm, so this could be Stoneblade. Interesting. I guess here I'm gonna play Merfolk Mistbinder. Right? I could also just flash in Trickster at end of turn. That might make more sense. I don't need to do anything right now, because if I play this, it'll tip them off. But also, if I play this at the end of their turn, then it becomes 3 power instead of just 2. Alright. Narset. I'm not really that concerned by this card. Because we're gonna kill it. Yeah. They got a Jace the Mind Sculptor, which is not really that dangerous to us right now. We can easily counter that. Please try to cast Force of Will on this. Notice it says cannot be or can't be countered, so. Alright. Yeah, and here now we have to play the Mistbinder. Just because, yeah, if we play Silvergill, we don't get to draw a card yet. So I think our plan here is we're going to try to use Force of Will, pitching a True Name Nemesis on this Jace. Council's Judgment. Okay, well, let's definitely, we have to counter that. Yeah, Chalice of the Void is still a thing. That was not a good play on your part. You cannot protect Council's Judgment exiling this with a Spell Pierce. Good try, though. Alright. I think here I'm gonna hang on to the Silvergill. I might end up pitching it to Force. Alright, well, that's fine. You have Supreme Verdict. So now we can definitely play Silvergill or True Name. Alright, we're gonna play True Name Nemesis. So we know he has Jace, and if he plays Jace, like, probably have to let that... Ugh, that's rough. No, because if they just have like 3 1-drops in their hand, then this Jace is just gonna die. Or I mean, they're probably gonna die if they only have like 3 1-drops left. Okay, that's alright. But it does mean that, like, Jace is now very vulnerable. And they only have 1 card left, so even if they Brainstorm, it's not that good. We're going to kill it. quickly, hopefully. Alright. So they put our top card on the bottom of our library, so let's draw a card. Alright, that's fine. I guess we're just hoping they don't, like, have Terminus as the one card left in their hand. Because now if we can draw a Lord off the top, we can kill this next turn, or otherwise it's going to take 2 more turns. Alright, so they brainstorm. So maybe, yeah, they're just looking for some way to kill this now. So they have 6 mana, they could try to cast Terminus. Alright, well that's got to be a good sign. Yep, definitely Merfolk. Yeah, and we cannot cast the Vial because of the Chalice, so we're just hanging on. This is a dead card. Alright, so they didn't like what they put on top of their deck with the Brainstorm, so they're going to shuffle it away. Hope to rip Terminus, I guess. Because they're on a 4-turn clock right now. Oh, that's brutal. Alright, so let's take away any possible hope they have. We're just going to play another Chalice in one so that their 1-drops are offline like forever. Because now they can't even like Teferi to bounce a Chalice and cast stuff. Alright, cool. We beat Miracles. Miracles is the kind of matchup that we do want to run into a lot, so... we don't need to change much against them. I guess Phyrexian Revoker is pretty good. We can name their Planeswalkers. And Echoing Truths. We do need the Dismembers for Monastery Mentor, and we probably want Force of Negation. Against Miracles, probably just like... This is a matchup where I think maybe Merfolk Mistbinder is not the best. Just because we don't want to put too many Lords onto the table. Because they're a Supreme Verdict deck, so it's not going to end terribly well. And Commander Speaker's fine. We don't. I guess Trickster could also come out. It's not that good. Like it's okay, but we have enough caverns and that we can get this out and still. A 1-drop that is a 2/2 is still fine. Because this lets us curve a little bit nicer. Then it's more likely we can cast 2 spells in 1 turn this way. Alright. This is a fine hand. Like, it's one of those things where we could mulligan this if we really want to, but I think we're going to keep it. Alright. It doesn't have like any of the high impact cards. There's no like Vial or Chalice or anything, but we do have like a Force for like a Mentor or something, and we have a little bit of a clock here. It's the kind of hand I don't think you can like mulligan, but it's not like something I'm super excited to have. Alright, let's get our Tropical Island. And play our 2/2 on turn 1. So we can pitch an Echoing Truth to force. Echoing Truth is another card that's not like super amazing, but maybe. It's not the worst thing to have. Okay, that's fine. It would be nice, though, if we stopped drawing lands, because we need things that are not lands in order to really try to get this deck. Yeah, here it comes. We have to counter this. Very strong. They're going to probably force back. No, they don't have a force. Good. Excellent. Deck, what are you doing to me? Alright, I'll play Flooded Strand. I'm probably not going to crack it. Well, maybe I don't know, maybe we should. Life total's not super important in this match. Yeah, this is fine. We'll respond, we'll Echoing Truth this back to our hand. Alright, you know what? I am going to crack this, because I am tired of drawing lands, and I would really like to not draw more. Alright, that's fine. Let's... Yeah, we're going to just play this. Now, Kamena Speaker can attack every turn. They don't know what our hand is yet, so as far as they're concerned, we could have Force of Will. That's why I didn't play the island, where there's not really any reason to just yet. The only reason, I guess, is if next turn we draw a Force of Will, but we're probably playing anything that we draw anyway. Oh, no! No, 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 no. So maybe this is actually Stoneblade. Alright. Well, that's going to be helpful, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with everything, because I'm totally fine with Snapcaster blocking this Master of the Pearl Trident. I think that they're not going to want to... Ooh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, I'll trade this, because I want to make sure this GT does not connect with my face, and then being able to hold up Dismember for it, I think, is more important. And now they don't get to equip it and attack with Snapcaster. Oh, no. Yeah, that's going to beat us. Alright. We have to draw True Name like this turn. So yeah, this is not Miracles, this is Stoneblade. This is a little bit too late. Okay. Alright. Which means now True Name can attack us and kill off Kamena Speaker next turn. So yeah, we're losing this race because of this GT, so I think now since we know that they're playing equipments in their deck, that this is Stoneblade, we can bring in Return to Nature. That'll be stronger than Echoing Truth. Alright, you know, that's probably going to be enough. But since they're still showing us cards, well, let's let them show us more. Why not? What? You didn't attack with True Name. Why? What are you afraid of? No, I cannot cast that. Alright, now I think we're just lost. Like, even if we were to draw True Name Nemesis now, it's, like, too late, so... Alright, we'll go to Game 3. They're not gonna come back from this at this point, like... they can keep putting counters in GT and just wreck us. Alright, so Echoing Truth, you're going to come out. We're going to bring back Return to Nature. Because they have True Name Nemesis in their deck, I think we might want to have... I'm going to take out Lord of Atlantis, and I think I'm going to bring back the Mistbinder, because I do not want to be pumping up their True Name Nemesis. So we get to keep our 8 Lords, but this way we're not giving their True Name Island Walk and +1/+1. They're not a deck that's going to block very much anyway. Alright, I think this is still fine. Do I want to change anything else here? No, I guess we'll keep it like this. I would love to play first. Oh, why do you do this to me? This has 1 land in it, and it's really good if we can draw a second land, but no, we have to mulligan at least once. My god. They mulligan to 6, we're going to go to 5. Alright, I guess we're keeping this and hoping for the best. Alright, we're going to keep... So 1 Chalice goes on the bottom, and I guess... Ugh, Dismember. So they're not a Monastery Mentor deck, probably. I mean, they could have... Actually, no, I think they might have Mentors in their deck, but... we're just hoping that Force of Will is going to be good enough. Alright, well... Here's where we find out if this is good enough. Get Tropical Island. Yeah, we got to be careful with this. Sure, Brainstorm away. We will have to counter Stoneforge Mystic if we see it. I don't think... They may not have Force of Will, so if we counter Stoneforge, we might be okay. We turned off their Swords to Plowshare, so that should help. Ooh, that's got to be good. You know what? I also should have played this first, because they could have played Daze. Daze actually would have been very, very bad for us. That misplay could have cost us a lot if they had that, so... I am gonna force this. Alright, so they really don't like the Chalice, so I'm inclined to try to keep it here and hope that they're just not going to play Stoneforge. Alright, so they have 5 cards, but hopefully they're all dead cards. Yeah, there's nothing that we can draw off of this that we're going to play this turn, so we can just wait with the Groves. Alright, well, here is where we are praying to draw any blue card. Oh, that's actually really interesting now, because if we play... Well, we can't play True Name, so... No, we're going to try to counter theirs. Alright. If we had 3 lands, I probably would have left it go. There we go. Waterlogged Grove showed, if that was a Mutavault, we definitely would have gotten wrecked by this thing. So hopefully it's just a bunch of cantrips in hand. Alright. Let's attack first. Then second main, we're going to play Silvergill. They definitely don't have Snapcaster because they already would have tried to destroy this thing with it. They could draw Snapcaster at any time, though, so that is still a danger that we should be concerned about. Well, I think we're in a spot where we're close to winning, but they also have the possibility of Verdict at any point. So I'm not going to play this creature just yet. Hmm. Alright, so I will, however, play Silvergill Adept because it does draw us a card. And it threatens lethal next turn without us having to play another Lord, which is important. I think they're probably just dead. Because if they play True Name, that's not enough because we can give this Island Walk in +1. Uh, I'm kind of curious if he's still here. I'm curious what they would have did differently. Yeah, this is exactly why the Chalice was so strong. Look, they have 4 dead cards and a land in their hand. Nothing they can do about it, so... Alright, well, I guess he's not going to tell us. Like, I probably left already. Well, alright, so that was a Stoneblade. Alright. Yeah, like, Stoneblade and Miracles look deceptively similar, like, especially in Game 1. They play a lot of the same cards. Like, you played Supreme Verdict and Council's Judgment, so... I believe... yeah, you played both of them, so... And Jace the Mind Sculptor, like, they disguise their deck very well. So we sideboarded incorrectly against it because really we shouldn't have been concerned with the... Yeah, if we knew that it was a Stoneforge Mystic deck, we should have brought in Return to Nature. Whereas Return to Nature I don't think does anything really against Miracles. The Echoing Truth is better if we know we have... If they don't have equipment and they do have, like, Monastery Mentor by a little bit. Yeah, I'm not blindly going to bring in Return to Nature against Miracles, or a deck that at least looks like it. Have to know that they have something worth using it on, so... And the other thing is, like, you want Echoing Truth in case their Miracles is, like, a Entreat the Angels build. Because effectively it's a 1-mana counterspell for the thing they just tapped out for. But, yeah, so... That was good to disguise it for Game 2. I'm curious what their opponent thinks that they did wrong. Maybe they put the wrong card back in the bottom of their deck. Or they put the wrong card with a Brainstorm on top, maybe? Who knows? Yeah, they just had like a bunch of nothing in their hand, so... That's how you gotta do it. Like, you just slam Chalice and then protect it, and against all the island decks that are playing like Ponder and stuff, then you'll do very well against them. And it was also nice because that means if for some reason we do come up against True Name Nemesis, like having the ability to not have to give it +1/+1 and Island Walk is nice. Well, the Island Walk doesn't matter, but making it not bigger is good. I would like to be on the play, yes. This is not a hand I'm excited to keep, but it does have Triname and Vile, so I guess we have an uncounterable way to deal with this. And alright, I'm gonna keep it. And I mean, we do get a card draw off of this, so probably just play Grove next turn and then potentially crack it for a card. So both of us kept 7, so let's see. Delta is something I'm happy to see. Island is something I'm happy to see. Ponder, okay. So this could be a Delver deck, it could be Storm. We might be up against another Stoneblade deck. Like, there are a billion decks that play Polluted Delta into Ponder. Basic Island makes me think it might be either Delver or Stoneblade. I mean, I guess it could very easily be Miracles, too. That's entirely possible. Oh, alright, well, we're definitely casting Silvergill now. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to play the second Aether Vial, just because if we wait one turn, we can get this into play uncounterably. And then if something bad, like, then we can tick this vial up to 3 at the same time this one goes up to 2, so we can get Triname in without disrupting our curve. I like this plan a little bit better. Sure. Because then if we vial in Silvergill, we can still have the chance to, like, maybe we draw Chalice and we can just play it. I'm getting the feeling this Echoing Choth is not going to be that good, so this will probably be Force Food if we find it. Okay. The good old Brainstorm Fetch Away. Another basic island. Okay. Yes, and upkeep. Yes. Okay, that's beautiful. Let's put Silvergill in play, see if we draw Chalice. Cavern. Oh, that's actually fine. Because now we can play Triname Nemesis. And maybe at the end of their turn we might put Kamina Speaker in play. Depends. If we see like planes, then I'll probably hold back on Kamina Speaker. I mean, this could also be like a Storm deck. No, I don't think they... I don't know if Storm plays 2 basic islands, though. Maybe Show and Tell? That's possible. I think they play a fair number of basics in their deck. This way, we're definitely attacking for 5 next turn, maybe 7. We could... if we put Kamina Speaker in play and draw a Lord, that's a 2-turn clock, but it also leaves our shields down a bit. Okay. Ancient Tomb. So this does look like Show and Tell, maybe. No, it's not. Well, okay, so it actually might be, but Drawn from Dreams is still insanely strong, so... It means this is a combo deck because only like Show and Tell is going to play Ancient Tomb and Basic Island in their deck together. So they're probably looking for like Show and Tell plus Emrakul. So now we're definitely putting Kamina Speaker into play. Because we have to put them on a 2-turn clock if at all possible. They're going to discard, so Misty Rainforest. Yeah, they're not going to give away all their secrets just yet. So we'll tick this one up. And I'm going to tick this up too. Alright. And part of the reason I did that is now, if we have to, we could Echoing Truth True Name back to our hand and vial it in again. If they use the Ancient Tomb, though, they might actually just die. So casting Show and Tell that does not have Omniscience, yeah, if they don't put Omniscience in play, if it's just Emrakul, that's not good enough because they can still, they'll go to 7 and then, well, they could actually block, so. But Emrakul doesn't kill us. Like, we could leave the True Name alive, and then, yeah, I think they'll still die probably. They have to really get Omniscience into play this turn, and then still be able to go off in response to, like, Echoing Truth. Alright, sure. I'm guessing that this is probably, like, OmniTell as opposed to, like, Sneak and Show. Drawn from Dreams really pairs well with Omniscience, I'd say. Well, this card is like, they used to play Dig Through Time, and like Dig Through Time made OmniTell really good. So I'm willing to bet that this is an Omniscience version of this deck. I don't know. It could be Sneak Attack, but it's hard to say. That's not good for them. That means they're probably gonna die. Because now they're at 7, and we have 7 power in play, so I think they're just straight dead. I don't know what they could possibly draw here that's gonna save their asses. Maybe they do have like Lightning Bolts in their deck. Or another Ancient Tomb. So always no, always no. But I think that we're gonna get there. Alright. I'm gonna put Silvergill in play. Alright. I don't know if they could possibly have anything, but I'm not. Putting Silvergill in play maybe forces them to show us something, but yeah, obviously he did not. Alright, this is definitely a Force of Negation deck, and we do want Fencer for this. And since they probably have Emrakul in their deck, Caracas seems really good too. Return to Nature against Omniscience is probably not going to be that good, and neither is Echoing Truth. Yeah. True Name is also probably not going to be that great either. Excuse me. Yeah, the problem is that, well, they don't usually have that many ways to interact with the deck. They're just trying to race us, and True Name is pretty slow at racing, at least against this deck. Trickster is actually really good because if they put Emrakul in play, we can Trickster it. Yeah, we do want to keep Chalice because we might actually put Chalice in 0 just to stop Lotus Petal. And then Chalice on 1 is also very strong as well. I mean, if they have Sneak Attack, this could be good. And actually, Revoker might be okay here too. I don't know what I'd want to take out for this though. But Revoker can also name Lotus Petal. So let's see. Maybe we'll take out 1 land. Probably not a Wasteland deck. and take out like a Mistbinder. Actually, you know what? No, I want to leave the land in because I really want the possibility to do that. I'll take out 2 Mistbinders, that's fine. Revoker naming Lotus Petal is still pretty strong. We do have to mulligan though. So this is essentially the same hand. We're going to keep this. I guess we're just going to put Flooded Strand in the bottom. We'll go Aether Vial. We're going to keep. And then Chalice on 1. This could be a little bit slow though. If they go like turn 2 Ancient Tomb Show and Tell, then this hand does not do very much against that. Drawing Force of Will off the top would be probably the best thing we could draw. Or Force of Negation is also fine. Yeah, because now 0 is not going to matter for this. But apparently they were worried that maybe we would put Chalice in 0, so... And I think if they had more of these, they probably would have played them, so... We're going to try to get this in 1 and hope it slows them down enough. Beseiju. Yeah, that's rough. Not very much we could do against this. This would be another card where, like, Tidal Warrior would be very good against it. Because we could turn it into an island in the upkeep if MTGO was not complete shit and crashed when you did that. This might force them to brainstorm right now. Yeah. We can Violin Commenda Speaker at our leisure. Next turn we can Violin Silvergill. Maybe we'll play Grove and crack it. I might crack Grove first, because if I draw Force of Will, I am not going to put Silvergill in play. Well, you know what? No, never mind. They have Beseiju. It doesn't really matter. So we might just need to try to draw Venser. I mean, Venser's going to be a little bit late if they cast Show and Tell this turn. But if we can hold off for 1 more turn, then Venser's good because it comes in and bounces Omniscience and or Emrakul at the same time. But either way, Waterloo Grow was almost definitely getting played next turn. Alright. Okay, that's not the worst thing they could have done. This still gives us a chance to draw Venser. Alright. Our beat stick. That is not where I want it to be. So, Force of Will is offline anyway, so let's just put Silvergill in play and maybe we'll draw something. Nope. Alright. So we might be cracking this Grove just to draw Venser if he's on top. So that's realistically the only out we have right now. They could. I think they have. Yeah, they have enough that they could cast Dream Halls right now too, which would be equally devastating if they go like Dream Halls, Enter the Infinite. This card is insanely strong, by the way. Like, Drawn from Dreams is just super good. Yeah, 4 mana Dig Through Time is still like Dig Through Time most of the time, so I do think it makes this deck pretty good. Yeah, and they've shown us that so far they just seem to be mono blue, so Dream Halls is definitely an option this deck can play, but it seems likely that it's like Omniscience, Enter the Infinite. Okay. Not doing anything. Okay, that's good. You know what? Maybe I should have cracked it there, because if I find a Lord, I should have put it in play. They just have a bunch of lands and, like, nothing to do. I'm confused. Like, why are you not going for... You didn't cast... Or maybe you just have a bunch of cantrips that don't do anything. I'm going to crack this Grove, though, because even if we draw Venser, then we'll have 4 mana to hardcast it. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I think, yeah, if I had cracked the Grove on my turn, then that would have... It would have put him at 1, so Ancient Tomb would be offline, and so would this Delta. Okay, well, that's a desperation move. Yeah, alright, I guess they just didn't have anything. Like, it was just all a bunch of, like, these cards. So, Chalice on 1 just ended up saving us, like, not even Drawn Through Dreams. They went through, like, probably a good 10, 15 cards in their deck and could not find it. That's good for us. Like, I think, yeah, not cracking the Grove right away did give them an extra turn to potentially do something, because then we could have turned off Besage, Ancient Tomb, and Polluted Delta had we gotten the extra 2 damage in. And then almost definitely they can't win from there. So that was, again, that was another mistake that I made. Gotta play tight. That's what I get for not playing for a while. Alright, well, we're on the draw. This is a fine hand, though. These are like our 3 power cards, so we're gonna keep it. And we have 3 lands to like actually cast them all. And we're up against another island deck. That's good. Okay. That's a very pretty island. Is it M11? Yeah, I like this one a lot. Good choice in island opponent. Alright, well, the jig is up. We're playing Kumena Speaker in turn 1, so they have to know what's happening now. Sure. Because now next turn we can easily play Chalice and then curve into True Name. They might have looked for days. It's possible. Okay. Swords to Plowshares is fine. Well, Chalice should be good against this deck too. And I will pitch Silvergill. It's going to leave them without the ability to really do anything because they only have 3 cards in hand. So far, the green cards have been okay. They haven't made like a super huge impact yet. The problem is this is the only thing that we have left in our hand, but they only have 2 cards themselves. All right, screw it. I don't want to let... effectively, if they resolve this, is to dig through time. So... we'll crack Grove at the end of their turn. This just lets them dig for something like a Planeswalker or an answer to Chalice. Alright, so this is a Stoneblade deck, and now that's going to be brutal, because it's probably going to find Sword of Fire and Ice. No, Batterskull. That's not great. That is also the worst thing we could have drawn there. Just a straight dead card. And now, yeah, it feels bad that we had to throw away True Name Nemesis, but it would have been very good against this Batterskull. Did you forget? Every time we take lands out of the deck, we just draw more. Alright. I'm not attacking because they can just Violent Batterskull. Like, at this point, we need True Name Nemesis in order to stop this. Chalice, alright, I'm just gonna play Chalice in 2. We have a Cavern out, so it's not that bad. It stops them from casting more Stoneforge Mystics, I guess. But we still need True Name Nemesis to really get there. It also stops, like, Disenchant if they happen to have that in their deck. Once we have True Name, though, then I think we can reasonably come back in this game. We only have, like, 3 turns to find it. Alright, well, never mind. We're just straight gonna die. Alright. Alright, well, we are dead. Yeah, the combination of True Name and Batterskull means that there is absolutely no way we can come back from it. Alright, well, we're gonna bring in Revoker, Return to Nature, and Force of Negation is probably not that necessary here. I guess. Guess what? What do we not want? I mean, Echoing Truth is okay. It's not a super. Now, we might want Force of Negation just to, like, try to resolve the Chalices. What did we do last time? We took out Lord of Atlantis, right? I guess that's okay. Like, it does mean that something like Snapcaster Mage or Stoneforge Mystic can actually block something, but I think our plan is to just hopefully not let them cast those creatures in the first place. And no, we have way more creatures, so if they're trading Snapcaster for like a 2/2, and if Chalice is out, then that's okay. That's not the end of the world. It just means we're not pumping up their true names with this. So Mistbinder, I don't know, maybe is a little bit better here. You could make an argument that maybe Kamena Speaker could be the card that gets cut instead, but we're fighting a deck where I think we need to kill them quickly before they find answers, because they do have answers in things like Supreme Verdict and Council's Judgment, or even Disenchant on Chalice, to try to break our stranglehold over them. So I would like to kill them before that happens. Man, what's taking them so long? We're already submitted. We're just waiting on our opponent at this point. Maybe they don't know what to do. Well, they have 15 seconds to figure it out, so... And if they don't figure it out, they don't get to sideboard at all. Alright, 10 seconds of the clock, they figured it out. Alright, let's play first. This hand's okay, I guess. We'll keep. It's not something I'm terribly thrilled with, but we're gonna keep it. Alright, well, of course, you know what, every time. Alright, that's fine. Play the land first, just in case they have, like, days in their deck, so we can protect the vial. This is also fine, because now if they were holding up Swords to Plowshares, they are not going to exile our creature for this turn. I would like to fetch first. Yeah, you know, that's a really... A lot of the older Merfolk decks used to play Stifle in them, so, like, cracking the fetch first means that there's a chance that you might try to stifle their fetch. So they didn't do anything here, so that's got to be a good sign. That means they probably don't have Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, that's good. Let's go Merfolk. Now, because we have two Master of the Pearl Tridents, I'm inclined to I'm going to put Master out. If they want to use swords on it, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, it's alright. Alright, let's see, what do they got? True Name would not be good for us, but... No, see, I actually wanted to fetch because I was not sure if they were going to have something like Shadow of Doubt or Stifle themselves, so I want my fetch to always go off first. That's dangerous as hell. We don't have... Force of Negation cannot counter this, unfortunately. That's interesting that they go for the Batterskull again. Alright. Well, True Name is exactly what we needed here. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Waterlogged Grove. We'll play the Mistbinder. Then next turn we can play True Name Nemesis. This way we can crack Grove this turn. They can't put Batterskull in right now, so they have to wait at least one more turn, and we will have True Name up for that. I think I'm going to tick Vile up to 3 as well, so that I can actually protect it with Force of Negation. Alright. Well, first things first, let's crack this. Alright, you have a True Name Nemesis. That means that the Batterskull is going to be way more dangerous now because they can put it in play, and then once they have 5 mana, they can equip it to True Name. Alright, let's see. Let's get in for 3. We have to start clocking them fast. This might be where they try to go for swords, which I think I do have to force this. Alright. So it's going to be close because they can't equip the Batterskull to this turn. They can Vile it in, but they won't be able to attack and gain 7 life. That is brutal. What it means GT could be on the way as well. Now, if this was Lord of Atlantis, we'd be getting hit for an extra 1 damage right now. Now, next turn, Batterskull could be equipped to this thing, and now that's dangerous. So we have to start swinging for the fences. Oh! That was the best possible card we could have drawn right now. Alright, let's get in for a bunch of Island Walk damage. Because now when they violin Batterskull, or with Stoneforge, I guess, we can blow it up. Okay, come on, what are you doing? I know you're doing it. Here comes the spice train. Booyah! Yeah, I don't think GT is even enough right now. They are just dead. That Batterskull was their only route to victory. And they have GT, but even putting GT on True Name and attacking, I don't think is going to save them because we can just violin another True Name and attack them for a bajillion. That is the power of green fish. Return to Nature makes this matchup a lot better for us. Yeah, at least our opponents, you know, they're not being a sourpuss about it. So you have a huge amount of respect for me for that. we take our knocks, and you know, sometimes it hits hard, and sometimes, you know, sometimes you get to do the dunking, and sometimes you get dunked on. So that's how it goes. But this one looks like it's going to go in our favor. So I think we're headed to game 3, right? Yeah, I believe so. This sideboard card was very good, though, because against all the Stoneforge Mystic decks, being able to kill off the GTAs and the Batterskulls and the Sword of Fire and Ice helps us a lot. This card, it seems like it's a stupid War of the Spark card, but it's one of the ones that's making me seriously consider playing green. Alright. Alright, well, I don't think this is going to go the way you think it's going to go. Okay, well, now there's just straight dead, because now we're going to Violin as second True Name Nemesis, and they're going to die. Yeah, you may as well attack with it, because you're not blocking with it, so... Like, you have Stoneforges to throw in front of Mistbinder. Like, this isn't ever blocking, so it may as well attack. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to crack Grove, and we're going to put True Name in play. And that should do it. Yep, alright. Okay, well, I don't think we need to change anything here. This worked out the way that we needed it to. You know, one thing that we could possibly do, Echoing Truth does have the potential, if we bounce our own True Name Nemesis, we can bounce theirs in combat as well. But that's a pretty narrow application, and I think the rest of these are just a little bit stronger. I'd rather keep the Kamena Speakers in, I think, and there's nothing else I'd really prefer to cut for that. I mean, this is an okay card for this match, but I think the rest of these cards are just stronger. So I'm going to keep it like this. So, no changes, just run it back. Hopefully, I think, yeah, that game, I believe we just had kind of like a pretty good rollout. I don't remember what our starting hand was. I think that it was like an okay hand, right? I don't remember. I think it was just fine, but it worked out. It worked out a lot. Like, I think we played Vile in turn 2, if I remember correctly. Right? Yeah, actually, we can look here. Yeah, turn 2 we drew up and played Vile, so... I mean, turn 2 Vile is still better than no Vile at all most of the time. Just not when you have, like, Chalice in your hand, because Chalice usually takes priority over Aether Vial. If we have 2 mana, we can cast most of our spells anyway, and Vile's the only thing that we really turn off by it. So yeah, I guess now he's struggling, just like, oh no. So he's got this, like, stupid War of the Spark card in his deck. Like, what do we do against this? Return to Nature, ugh. What a beating. That card single-handedly turned that game around for us, because he was about to just put Batterskull in play, and then play a land, equip it to True Name Nemesis, and then, you know, 7 mana Life Swing is huge. And that's every turn, so being able to blow it up is really kind of what saved that game for us. And they were tapped out, so they couldn't even bounce the Batterskull back to their hand to save it. Alright, come on. 10 seconds on the clock again. Alright, I think we're going to keep this. We can go Vile, and we have 2 draws to try to find the land for this. And even if we don't, like Revoker and True Name and yeah, Master, this is still fine. We don't have to rely too much on our Waterlog Grove for mana. We're really just hoping to draw a second land to get this out, and then we're going to put everything else into play with Vile for the most part. So, alright, well, that was one miss. Now they might have brought in stuff like Disenchant because we do have this Chalice. And that means if they have Disenchant, they could also go after our Aether Vial with it. Alright, everybody, pray! Pray! Pray to Thassa. No! Oh my god, alright. Now if he has Disenchant, he's 100% going to use it on Aether Vial. So that we might be racing True Name Nemesis now. So if we get to untap, we're going to put Silvergill in play to probably find a land. They may also just go for Stoneforge here, which means we really need this True Name online quickly. How did I know that was what was going to happen? This is still fine. If we top deck a land, then them exiling Aether Vial is not the end of the world. 1 vote, I vote for the same thing. Come on, draw a land. Ha! We are so good at magic cards. Alright, let's attack. Get there. Alright, Chalice. To victory! Save us. Because now we have 2 lands, we can cast like almost everything. The Revoker is actually going to be very strong. They might just have a bunch of... What do they have, though? Like, that's hard to know. Oh, that's brutal. Alright. Well, we're definitely casting True Name Nemesis this turn. So let's attack. Maybe they have Snapcaster they want to block with. Merfolk. Alright, we're hoping to dodge Supreme Verdict, I guess. Oh no, Council's Judgment. Alright, brutal. That's fine. We voted for Chalice of the Void. Alright, well I guess we're voting for Chalice. That's a neat choice. So I guess here, let's just put our foot on the gas here. Attack for a lot. And then we have Silvergills to reload with. But now if they don't like do anything, they are facing lethal, so they have to like kill something this turn. No, I'm gonna take it. There's a chance they're gonna Verdict, but I need to force them to like use it. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So here we'll just play Silvergill, and if we draw a land, we'll play another Silvergill. Never mind. We're gonna play Chalice. They have not played any 1-drops yet, so if they're holding on Swords to Plowshares, this is going to shut them down a lot. They voted to get rid of it with Council's Judgment, so that means it's got to be important to their hand right now. That was probably the one card that changed my mind here. Yeah. So what are you going to find? Hopefully nothing good. It can't be Stoneforge Mystic, so that's a plus. But if it's like Jite, we might name Jite with it. I think there's a very good chance we're just going to play Revoker and name Narset so it doesn't get to do anything else with it. Council's Judgment. Alright, that's rough. So, alright, well, let's play Silvergill. I think because We know Council's Judgment's on the way. We need to cast more than one spell this turn. Did we just draw another Silvergill Adept? Alright, so chances are Council's Judgment's going to exile this and you're going to look for another spell. It's fine. We didn't get to draw a card because... Ah, fuck! You know, well, that's fine. We still needed to do that, I think. I guess this Silvergill is going to attack this first. Okay, well, that's going to make life harder. Alright, disenchant, and now they can just Council's Judgment this thing. Yep. Okay, so we're not out of this yet. We are definitely going to attack Narset so we can try to put Silvergill in play. Damn it, I keep forgetting about this stupid you can't draw cards. Otherwise I should not... I guess maybe it would have been better to play like one of these two dummies. But I guess it might be better that we didn't play this because they found Disenchant, so... They're going to save... Oh, that's interesting. Let's attack Narset. Swords, okay. Fine. Well, we can't draw another card, so I guess here... We can just put out maybe Revoker. They're not going to use this. So is there anything else we would possibly want to draw? So yeah, we know that they use this. We have that in hand still. 4 other cards. They're not Stoneforges or anything. I guess if we put Revoker out, what do we want to name with it? That's the problem. I don't want to play this and just have it get like eaten up by Snapcaster or something. Alright. What happened? This is lagging a little bit. I guess the safest thing we could just name like Jace the Mind Sculptor. Oh, no. We're still in declare blockers. No, never mind. We can't cast anything during that. That's why I was confused. Okay, so... Yeah, we'll name Jace the Mind Sculptor with this one, just because they can't use this anymore, and turning off Jace seems like they probably have some. Like, I don't know what else, like, we could name Umezawa's Jite with it, but they don't have any creatures in play to really make that matter. And we do have another one in case that comes up. Ah! Of course. Alright. So, they just have like a bunch of 1-drops left in their hand from... Yeah, that's gonna happen. I guess here we'll play... I don't want to put the Silvergill out just yet. Well, we might have to just suck it up and play one into this Narset. So it makes it really difficult for True Name to attack right now. I'm not worried about not being able to cast Silvergill because it's not something we want to cast right now anyway. I just don't want to expose Revoker. I need to play 2 creatures this turn. I want to save this for the future so when we maybe later we can get a card out of it. And if we draw like Force of Will, we might just throw it to that instead. I guess another Master of the Pearl Trident to get Island Walk and attack this thing would be nice. At this point, though, oh no, if we draw a Lord, we're attacking his face. He's only at 7. It's already used 2 swords. They chose not to shuffle, so they have to have some good stuff there. Let's take another card. Why did I do that? Ugh. Uh, Alright. No, that was a huge blunder. I should have waited till their turn to do this. Well, we're not attacking. We just threw this waterlogged grove away for nothing. I'm not going to attack. Yeah. Jace the Mind Sculptor. So, guess what we're naming with this Revoker? I'm just hoping he does not have another swords. I don't want Narset to be able to dig for an answer to this thing. I'm hoping he doesn't have one in hand because now our options are running out. That looks like Snapcaster Mage, and if that's the case, then we're kind of screwed. Alright, well, that's brutal, because now he's going to eat both of our creatures. He can block, and then kill this thing with swords. This is not where we wanted to be. At least they're at 6. Maybe now there's a possibility if we top deck True Name we can go after their face. But this is also a position where surely they're going to start fate sealing us with Jace. Too many mistakes in this game. Alright. This is a problem. I think this game was definitely very winnable, and we managed to just throw it away. Ugh. That was a very dangerous attack. Oh, okay, he's bouncing this, so that's not good. Just trying to get the clock on now. Alright, well, I guess this is where cancel. Alright, well, we're really just hoping that we can stick a Lord next turn and kill them. That's where we're at. Jace will probably bounce one of these back to our hand, but we can then use it to kill Jace with this Master. Alright, so never mind. Now, if we get the chance, we're just going to try to kill them because brainstorming here means they have to have like another swords, though. If they don't attack, then surely they have swords. Oh, that is brutal. Wow, we got super punished by not playing around back to basics. Oh my god. And it's like it doesn't matter though, because they had Stoneforge Mystic off of the Jace, so that alone is enough to win anyway. Sure. So now we have to top deck an island to win, but they have to have like swords in their hand. Damn it. That was another misplay. That could have cost us the game. If we had tapped the island instead of the tropical island, then we would have been able to cast this, and maybe we could have got there. Alright. Alright, I believe it. I believe that you know how to, like, kill me with GT. Darn it! That was sloppy. That was terrible. I cannot believe that was embarrassing. I should never have played that poorly. So this is what happens if you don't play Legacy for a while, then you just start slacking, and every single one of those decisions, like, really added up and just, like, hurt us a lot. Alright. We get to start on the draw. Sick. Well, at least this is a good hand to start with. We're going to keep... Alright. Alright, so Flooded Strand deck is a good sign. Aether Vial. Are we... Oh, this has to be like spirits or something. Alright, so the vial is gonna be fine. There's no way this can be like Merfolk. This has to be like a spirits deck. Alright. Maybe they're gonna think we're the same thing. So I'm gonna get Island. They don't know what's up either. Ponder. What the fuck? Ponder? Really? You're an Aether Vial deck playing Ponder. I don't understand. Well, in any case, I mean, I am going to jam Chalice on one and hope that's good enough. I didn't want to use the Force of Will because I think that if this is a creature matchup, then we just want to have as much power on the board as we can. Yeah, this really looks like this is probably like Bant Spirits or something. So this they were representing like Swords to Plowshares, which should now be turned off. Plus, if they have any more Ponders or anything like that, that's also turned off. To Fairy Time Raveler. I am going to force a will this. There is definitely an argument to maybe pitch the Lord of Atlantis, because it's possible they could have True Name. Oops, sorry, hit the mic. Yeah. Now they're representing like Spell Queller, I think. Recruiter of the Guard. What is going on here? Are you like maybe a blue-white Taxes deck or something? Now, what are you looking for? I guess whatever they search for is going to tell us what's going on here. Cephalid Illusionist, what? Are you going to play like Shuko or something of that sort? Okay. This card is a combo card because what happens is you can effectively use it to mill out your entire deck by using a 0 mana equipment. So they're probably going to play like Stoneforge Mystic, I'm assuming, to find the equipment that they can keep equipping to this thing to mill out their entire deck and then have some kind of combo from their graveyard to win the game. It's a 2-drop though. So why did you not vial this in though? I don't. It's a 3-drop because you could have then casted the other thing. So this is a deck I don't think I've ever played against before. All right. I'm gonna tick vial up here. All right, that's fine. Another Recruiter of the Guard, huh? So this time I'm assuming you get Stoneforge Mystic, Shaman, and Core. Okay, now I'm really confused. Oh, okay, I gotcha. So he's going to use this thing to target it. That makes sense. So Echoing Truth I think is going to be really good, because now when he plays the first one and then tries to respond by playing the second one, we should be able to bounce it and he won't be able to have both in play this turn, and then True Name Nemesis should kill him. I'm not sure exactly what the combo of his deck is, but I do believe that yeah. It doesn't. This won't stop me from Echoing Truthing it back to his hand. Alright, well, I am going to do this, because I think that if you resolve both of these, then I'm going to die, because you're going to graveyard me to death somehow. Alright, well, fortunately, I think this is good enough here. We have exactly 11 in play, so... Okay, well, yeah, this is definitely a combo deck, so we need Phyrexian Revoker for this deck. I don't know exactly what the combo of their deck is. Uh... Um... Yeah, I don't expect him to tell me what's going on with it right now, but I definitely would like to know, or I'd like to there's stuff I'd like to ask. Yeah, that seems like it's really brutal. Like it's a pretty sick combo. I'm curious to know exactly how he's going to win from the graveyard with it, but those two cards together will work together to flip his entire deck there, and then I'm sure there's something. Maybe he's got like Unburial Rights or what is it? Like Dread Return or something of that sort that it could just end the game. I don't know exactly what, but something along those lines. So we need interaction for the creatures. He's playing Aether Vial. The Chalice did not seem like the Chalice is okay. It's not super great. He did have 1-drops in his deck, so normally against Aether Vial decks you don't really want Chalice of the Void. But if he's playing Ponders, then they might actually be good because he's digging for combo pieces. And I don't think that the Trickster may not be helpful enough, but I don't know, it could slow him down a little bit. Your name is... See, like, all of these cards seem like they're probably important. I don't know. Force of Will is probably also necessary. I don't really have any good cards to take out here. I guess maybe the Merfolk Mistbinders are the least important thing. We don't really need extra lords. I think just having Island Walk is fine. This is an okay hand. It doesn't really interact with his combo, but it does give us a pretty quick clock, so I think we're going to keep it. So let's see. Do you have a turn 1 Aether Vial? Are you... So, okay, this is a core combo of some... Yeah, this is effectively a redundant combo piece for his thing. So now, if he plays like Cephalid Illusionist... Yeah, we're stone dead to like Illusionist right now if he were to play it, so... Alright, Stoneforge, yeah, that's also brutal. I mean, Umezawa's Jite, so we're gonna have to put Revoker on Jite more than likely. We do have a turn, though, because he can't put it in play and equip it right now. So I think, given that, we might be best putting Silvergill in play to try to draw Force of Will in case he does find his combo. I could put Revoker into play in this, but then that means I'm just going to die to Jite. This is really close, because if he attacks with this thing, he could redirect the 2 damage to Stoneforge instead. Which I imagine he's probably going to do. Alright, I still think we have to do this. Alright, well... This does mean we can hold up Vial and put Revoker into play at instant speed. We're just hoping he doesn't play the Cephalid Illusionist right now. Problem is... Oh, fuck, that's brutal. I'm assuming he's going to kill Silvergill Adept. Yeah. So I guess there was reason maybe we should have put Lord in play. Didn't attack. Alright, I guess he's respecting Kamena Speaker. Alright, so now if he taps out and he tries to equip Jite to something, I'll just Violin Revoker and name it. So he doesn't know what's in our hand right now. Alright, that's fine. I'll let him name something. He's not going to pick this in the blind. Like, there's no way he knows this is in our deck. He chose Force of Will, which is probably what you just normally choose in the blind. Because now if he plays the creature, now I can still vial this in response. Okay. Ugh, see, this is rough, because if I don't name the core with this and he plays the Illusionist, we're gonna die. So I think I have, like, I don't have a good plan. Maybe I should have, oh fuck, I should have brought in the Return to Nature. That was a mistake. Alright. We have to name Nomads and Core. The reason he's going to Cabal Therapy us is because he wants to make sure that, like, he can play Illusionist and then still be able to combo with this. So we have to slow him down. So now we cannot put Jite in play and equip it this turn. So he took... So yeah, he named Lord of Atlantis. So that's not the best for us, but whatever. It is what it is. If he has, like, Swords to Plowshares, though, then we just still probably die. This is not looking good. I think we need... Do we have Dismember here? Yeah, we did bring in Why we should have brought this in. I forgot. He had Aether Vial and, like, Stoneforge. They didn't show us this, but I assumed that he had it. Alright. This stays on 2. Trickster is actually fine, because now if he puts Jite in something, we can Trickster it down. He knows about Master anyway. So the trick here is if he plays the Cephalid Illusionist, then we can Merfolk Trickster this thing down till end of turn. So he's going to put Jite in play. Alright. It's going to equip that. So in response, let's just Trickster it down. So we don't want Jite. Yeah. Yeah, so if he went with Jite, now we can do this. Alright. No. Alright, I want to talk about this with this guy. Alright, let me see if I can find him quick. Where are we here? No, game history. I want to find out what his username is. Scarl19. Alright, how do I, like, actually... Oh my god, I haven't done this in forever. Did it work? Alright, I don't know. We'll see if maybe if he'll answer, but in the meantime, let's like review this. Alright. I think this was fine. So we lost to Stoneblade and what was the other thing? Yeah. Wow, I totally just like blanked on exactly what happened today. Alright, well, okay, that's fine. So, I think this deck was fine, though. We played against a bunch of blue decks, which on MTGO, blue is always overrepresented as compared to paper. A lot of people build stuff like Death and Taxes in paper because it's cheaper, because the price of Underground Seas and like Volcanic Island is extremely high. Lotleth Giant. Uh, Alright, so yeah, Lotleth Giant. That's alright. Let me see. I'm just gonna get the actual text on what that does. So, Lotleth Giant says, when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target opponent for each creature card in your graveyard. So, assuming he mills out in his entire deck, there'll be enough creature cards where he can just reanimate Lotleth Giant with Dread Return and then just dome the opponent for 20 damage. Okay, so that makes sense. That's an interesting win condition. So, but fortunately, we had enough interaction to keep him from going on the combo plan, even though we really fucked up on the sideboarding, because I absolutely should have brought in Return to Nature, and given the fact that it was a graveyard deck, it might not have, it probably was a better idea. We should have brought in Grafdigger's Cage for something as well. I don't know if Chalice was really, maybe that wasn't as good. Maybe you should have took this out for 2 of these and 2 of these. I think that would have been much better. Not knowing the deck list makes it kind of hard to know exactly, but I mean, I kind of assumed that these would be relevant cards and then failed to sideboard them in, so... Yeah, today I've definitely made a lot of mistakes, and it ended up costing us in the end, and... yeah, okay, so that I didn't say anything else. As far as this goes, since we didn't really play against, like, a lot of, like, land decks or... Well, we played against Turbo Depth. Oh, yeah, that was the other one we lost to because I think I misplayed by not bringing in the Caracas. We didn't play against, like, Punishing Fire or Wrenn and 6 at all, so we didn't get to see Mistbinder really do its thing. So, it's hard to say whether we should be playing this or Mono Blue, but I guess on Wednesday we're going to try Mono Blue. My suspicion is, at least for online, Mono Blue is going to be a stronger choice. But in paper, where the blue decks might be a little bit less represented because of the price of dual end, this version of this deck might be a little bit better. So I don't know how much testing this is going to really help me for as far as the event goes this weekend, but I will find out. A big part of the thing for me is that having the extra lords really helps against decks like Death and Taxes, which, because of the price of it, a lot of the cards have been reprinted within the last few years, like Rashadan Port and Wasteland, and like the Eternal Masters, and I think the M25, and even like Stoneforge Mystic was a GP promo. Like almost every one of the cards in that deck has been reprinted at some point in the last like 5 years. So. Or at least, like, a lot of the expensive ones, anyway. So, like, Chalice, I think, yeah, there's also a reprint of that, too, which they play. So, yeah, it's, I don't know. Paper is a lot different than playing Legacy online. I think online Merfolk is like way better online because, like I said, more blue decks means more favorable matches for us. And if you play tightly, then I think we definitely had a really good chance of beating both the Turbo Depths deck and the Stoneblade deck that we lost to. It just, you can't afford to make those mistakes. Like in Legacy, every one of those decisions matters a lot more because those little edges that a single bad choice has a huge effect on the game. Cards like Brainstorm, for instance, if you put the wrong card back on top of your deck, or you just put them on top in the wrong order, that has a huge effect on the flow of the game, because you might be intending to like draw them back, but if you're forced to fetch it in order to cast something else, then you lose access to a card, for instance. So it doesn't seem like it'd be that big a deal sometimes, but it really does. And making mistakes like trying to play around the wasteland, but then running yourself into crop rotation is obviously not helping. Whereas, like, we should have just put them in a situation where they needed to have both instead of just one or the other. Trying to, like, play around both was just too cute, I think. Or, I'm sorry, just trying to play around Wasteland, yeah, it was too cute. Like, we should have just jammed the Caracas so they definitely could not have attacked with the Merit Lodge unless they had both Wasteland and Crop Rotation to give it protection and kill off Caracas before they made it. And even if they did that, then like the fact that we put Caracas in play means they could not make it on our end step. They wouldn't have even been able to attack with it the next turn. So yeah, definitely a blunder on our part. And like I said, one day I will learn the text on Narset. I promise. it's hard to remember it. In fact, it's been such a problem, especially in paper, that I believe there are now like new rules governing like tournament play for players for getting Narset triggers, because I guess it's just been happening so many times that people have been drawing cards they're not supposed to draw off of it, that the judges are now. I think you're now required to, if you control Narset and your opponent, that goes to like they do something like, say they cast divination into it, you have to like actually remind them that they cannot draw extra cards before they attempt to do so. So the penalty for accidentally drawing it, if both players don't say anything or don't notice it, is a lesser one at this point. Because yeah, I guess putting a curse on a planeswalker that stays on your side of the board is kind of a pain in the ass to keep track of, and it leads to a lot of tournament problems. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I think it was on the Toby Elliott's Judge blog. It's one of the more I think it's the last article that went up with this past set. So where maybe right after War of the Spark. Yeah, it was recent, within the last like month or so. You should definitely spend some time look if you've never played like the competitive Magic, then like playing one of those events is really helpful because it makes you learn how to do your sequencing and your interactions correctly. You get punished a lot harder than you do at FNM if you screw it up. And there's an entire like tournament procedure document that you should probably look over because it's good to know what the actual rules are for like competitive play. And if you don't know them, then what happens is you end up saying, I'm going to play Pithing Needle naming Boborigmos, and then even when you know that that's not a card in your opponent's deck and you're trying to name in Boborigmos and Rage, like those are just like really stupid preventable mistakes that if both people are paying it, or I guess you have to pay attention to that. Like there's a lot less room to fuck up. So yeah, paying attention to the competitive rules and giving it a once over is never a bad idea. It will make you a better player if you are better able to adhere to that stuff, and it'll improve your technical play by a lot, just simply knowing what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. One thing I will definitely say, yeah, don't ever attempt to bribe your opponent. That's like the worst possible thing you can do at an event, because the consequences for that are severe. So yeah, all right. So I guess maybe that would be a good topic for another day, just like reviewing the competitive rules. I don't know. Nikachu might actually be doing a video on something like that. I vaguely remember him discussing that, but I don't know. I think it's definitely something worth talking about, and I know it's a little bit off topic from what we were doing here, but I'm just thinking of Narset and like how it relates to things that have happened recently. I'm gonna learn what Narset does, I promise. So, all right, that's all I got for today. So on Wednesday we're gonna do mono blue, and then we'll see if that's any better. I have a slightly different list for mono blue, and I'm gonna see how some of those changes might work for that as opposed to the blue-green one. Alright, well, that's all I got for today, so I hope everybody enjoyed this. Take it easy. I'll see you in a few days. Bye.